Have you ever looked at your life and said, there's got to be more than this? Or maybe it's worse than just wanting. Maybe you're actually in a desperate circumstance. It's been said that a good scare is better than good information. And I can tell you my own story, a good scare was definitely very empowering. Or maybe you're one of those rare proactive people who actually did dig your well before you're thirsty. If you did, congratulations. Is it okay to want more? Well, of course it is. Life is ever expanding. It's been said that we are supposed to have an abundant life. So have you found the opportunity that will take care of you and your family for the rest of your life? It's a pretty good question, isn't it? I've found such an opportunity, and I'm going to share some of the details here. What if someone asked you this question? Would you like to take your better brain, body, and beautiful skin to wonderful places and enjoy deliciousness? And then they sweeten the deal even more by saying, ultimately, with whomever you want, whenever you want. We call that time freedom and money freedom, and really the great life. And the good news is it is available to all of us. My good scare came in the form of a shoulder x-ray. I had an injury and I had the report come to me, and literally the report made it seem like I had metastatic cancer. The timing was terrible. I was leaving on a business trip and it would be several weeks before I could actually do a follow-up. So imagine thinking, wow, what if this great life is going to be cut short? How am I going to take care of my family? Well, I'm glad that I found the answer. By the way, I'm also glad that I'm still here because it was the legitimate fear, false evidence appearing real. There was no metastatic cancer. I'm thankful for that. Stephen Covey wrote the top business book of the last century entitled The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's got an interesting concept. He said, if you want small changes, change your behavior. If you want massive changes, change your paradigm. Rise of the Entrepreneur creates such a paradigm shift. What it tells you is if you are entrepreneurial at all, there is a better way. So this documentary interviews over 25 world-leading experts, millionaires, in some cases billionaires, and they all endorse this business model. Robert Kiyosaki, best-selling author, he says this model is actually a business school for entrepreneurs. I love this quote from Gary Keller. He says, nothing is more futile than doing your best using an approach that can't deliver the results equal to your effort. As I look around me now, I don't think it's an exaggeration to think that over 95% of people are in a circumstance where the results can't be equal to their effort. A lot of people are looking for more financial security. And one of the top internet searches now is how to earn money from home, from your phone, from social media. And this business has that option to it. I love this quote. It's a level playing field literally for everybody. So it doesn't matter if you just got out of Yale or just got out of jail, you have an equal opportunity. So what kind of products do we have? Well, we have coffee with benefits. And in fact, there's a superhero in our coffee. We have shakes that taste like liquid birthday cake, again with our superhero. We've got a brain technology that the claim and the proven fact is literally a better brain in 90 minutes. Over 20 years of research effort, over 53 published studies, and even a TED Talk. And now, for the first time, it's available to anyone. We have skincare that is so clean and so healthy that when you put it on your skin, it actually nourishes your body and your spirit. We have partnerships with over 100,000 resort locations all over the world. So you can take that better body, better brain, beautiful skin to wonderful places and enjoy deliciousness. Our superhero is Ganoderma lucidum. So this was a PubMed.gov search on Ganoderma lucidum. It's approaching now 1,900 medical studies. And notice that the first one says that there's components of it that are anti-cancer agents. Also notice that there's been an increased interest in this superfood because of the many things that it can do for your brain and body. So Ganoderma is great for the immune system. You can look up any one of these PubMed IDs and go to pubmed.gov, and you can find out that this is proven against a number of cancers, including the most aggressive brain cancer, glioblastoma, and even pancreatic cancer, which medicine seems to have almost no success with. You can block replication of some of the worst viruses on the planet, including HIV. But don't take my word for it. Do your own PubMed search. What about Ganoderma from the brain? Well, our brain technology partnership happened because someone that was using the technology had an amazing benefit after taking Ganoderma. Now we know that people that consume Ganoderma while training their brain have a 130% better increase over the same period of time as people that don't use it. So Ganoderma is great for the major brain chemicals, serotonin, GABA, acetylcholine, and dopamine. That's for happy, calm, memory, focus, extreme joy, and even fine motor control. Ganoderma is great for the heart and the circulatory system. All the major risk factors of heart disease are positively modulated by Ganoderma. It promotes fat loss by at least half a dozen mechanisms, and this happy individual lost over 100 pounds in just 10 months, drinking a shake that tasted like liquid birthday cake. We know that toxins are a huge problem on our earth right now, and Ganoderma is proven to minimize the effects of some of the worst toxins. So MPTP was known to cause Parkinson's in a single dose. Ganoderma protects the brain from MPTP. Carbon tetrachloride can cause liver failure. Ganoderma protects the liver against carbon tetrachloride. STZ used to cause pancreatic failure and type 1 diabetes, but Ganoderma protects the cells of the pancreas that make insulin. And the horrible picture on the bottom right, those are called neural tube defects that are induced by a toxin. Ganoderma protects against the horrible effects of that toxin. And by the way, it's safe for pregnant women to take. Ganoderma is called the herb of spiritual potency, and it calms the body, the mind, and the spirit. I was listening to a PhD researcher, very well known the other day, and he said the top two emotions on planet Earth today are anxiety and anger. So wouldn't it be nice if we could have a more calm population out there? How about the company history? Well, they crossed $1 billion in sales in just over 5 years. They did that without a dollar spent on advertising and without a single storefront. That's the uniqueness of this business model. And they crossed $1 billion faster than Apple, McDonald's, Starbucks, Facebook, a pretty epic accomplishment. We're currently in 36 countries, so right away, you will have a global business. What does it take to join the business? Well, to join our team, basically it's $49.95. You get a world-class evolving website. You get a merchant account with that. If you're in business for yourself, you know that a merchant account is actually somewhat expensive. You get built-in customer service, shipping, and within this business model is mentorship from successful people. When you start looking at the profit potential, we have healthier coffee and teas that are more convenient and less expensive than the major competitors out there. I want you to think about these coffee shops all over the globe. We have a better gourmet coffee, a healthier gourmet coffee at a fraction of the cost that is a lot more convenient. This was a 2019 study, and they found that nearly 70% of Americans didn't even have $1,000 in savings if they had an emergency. Now, I want you to think about that. Do you think people had any emergencies this year? I know a lot of people that have. This model uses the wisdom of John D. Rockefeller, the richest man in history, according to Forbes, worth well over $700 billion in today's dollars. And John said, I would rather earn 1% off 100 people's efforts than 100% off my own. Really good math there, but we're not capped at 100 people. So one of my great mentors is named Eric Worre. He started in this business model at age 23. He didn't have any skills. He really didn't have a network, but he was quite hungry. So he said, you know what? I'm going to go pro. I'm going to figure out what it takes to win in this business. And it literally took him his first 4 years to get 10 groups of people that were willing to work and grow. By his fifth year, that grew to 100, sixth year to 1,000, seventh year to 10,000 members building and sharing products that they were passionate about. And he's not shy about sharing how valuable that was to him. He had his first $1 million year of income before he was 30 years old. If you're a strong team, your average monthly sales can meet or even exceed, uh, or your annual income can meet or exceed that. So think about that for a moment. If you build a team that does $100,000 a month in sales, think about 1,000 people doing $100 each. That is one path to $100,000 a year. Now, if your team's not as strong, well, then you're going to get a lesser percentage, but the rewards can still be excellent. I love the book Royalty Income. It's by an anesthesiologist named Steve Hirschcheck. And he realized that even though he was getting paid a lot to work, he really didn't have a life. He was on call all the time. And he said, I need to do something different. So literally in the nooks and crannies of his day, he would share his business opportunity. And within 6 years, he was able to surpass his anesthesiology income with his royalty income. You think about the rise of Uber, the millions of drivers around the world. What they've shown is that people are willing to do the work to get paid. But here's the difference. When you drive Uber, you do the work once, you get paid once. When you build royalty income, you do the work one time, but you get paid more than one time, and often again and again and again and again and again. So would you like to take your better brain, body, and beautiful skin to wonderful places and enjoy deliciousness? And ultimately with whomever you want, whenever you want? We call that total freedom, time freedom, and money freedom. It doesn't matter if you're dissatisfied, desperate, scared, or one of those wonderfully proactive people. This business can work for you. One of our team members had the gift of desperation 5 years ago. She suddenly found herself a single mom and needed a way to take care of her family. 5 years later, on the top of the world because she learned the skills, put in the effort, and created her dream life. I love this concept from Orrin Woodward. He talks about losing versus changing. He says some people hate change so much that they're willing to keep losing. Other people hate losing so much that they're willing to change. Which category are you in? Have you found the opportunity that will take care of you and your family for the rest of your life? I have, and we're talking about it here. So here's your action item. Go back to whoever referred you to this video and say, you know what? I'm ready to create my dream life.